All right, here we are. 2 shows in one night, double dip, double deal combo meal, right? Double deal combo meal. All right, we're here. I got some breaking news today in the Anthony Farah Timepiece Gentleman Saga, and I kind of want to talk about how all this started. So about 24 hours ago, I released a video that went out, and if you haven't seen it, I put a video out that said the FBI responded to my Freedom of Information Act for Anthony Farah. And I put it out, and I did it with a sole purpose because sometime, all right, so I realize that it's an open investigation and they're not going to share anything with me. I understand that. But the reason that I did it is because sometimes things can slip through the cracks and you can get some information. Oh, by the way, we actually have an active case number now. So if there's anything that possibly could come through, we may get stuff. So it doesn't hurt to try. We've tried Beverly Hills, and I'm saying we, it's me and my assistant, Carrie's in the room. We tried getting information from Beverly Hills. We just inquired to LAPD, and it looks like some things may come out of there. And it was worth the shot to throw this out to the FBI. So everyone, you wasted 6 minutes of my time. You should rot in hell. You fucking stupid. They're not going to give you anything. I know that. I did this for a sole purpose, but something came out of this. And within about 15 minutes after I posted the video, I got an email, someone asking me that said, "What are you looking for?" And I kind of analyzed the email. I reached back out and I said, "Well, I was just seeing if there was anything out there they would release. Is there any other additional information that we could get?" And he said, "Well, what are you looking for?" And I said, "I don't know, any case files, body cam footage, anything like that." And he proceeded to write a very long email and shared some documents with me, documents that have not been put out there yet. And I'm going to put those out tonight because I got permission to do that. Obviously, the documents have been redacted, but I think that it will give you a new behind the scenes to what happened to one of these victims. And that's who actually wrote me. It was a victim of Anthony's alleged Ponzi scheme. Now, if you don't know, and I'm not going to go into the crazy history of all this, I'm sure you all know about this by now, but in October of this year, there was an article that dropped on the LA Times, and it talked about the potentiality of this alleged Ponzi scheme. As we know that Bob and Wesley came forward, they are mentioned in this article, and it says they trusted the Beverly Hills watch dealer, then their luxury timepieces vanished. So that was in October. Then After October, we saw bam. This was in November. Spending people's money, Beverly Hills watch dealer arrested by the FBI in alleged Ponzi scheme. So, again, I knew I wasn't going to get anything. I did it for the fact of just doing it to see if I got a response. I got a response, and it actually led to a new lead. I had someone reach out and said, here, I have some information. So what I'm going to do is the person that I spoke with asked me to obviously redact information that we talked about. So I'm going to respect that. I'm going to show some new documents tonight, and we will talk about that. And I'm going to give you kind of a summary of what we talked about and the information that they shared and what I can put out on air. So, yeah, I'm a clickbaiter. I think I dealt with this guy before. Let's just take care of him. He always sometimes pops back in and all that. And just get him out. He always likes to come in every once in a while and distract the show. So goodbye, rapper. Have a good night. So let's do this. I'm not gonna share my screen, but I'm gonna read from the information that was provided. I'm gonna throw my notes over here. And let's do this. All right, all good over here. So I'm gonna read from my notes. I'm gonna look to the side of the screen here, and because I don't want to look up and read. I don't like doing that. So I'll look to the side here. So I wish I had a screen here. Anyway, just ignore it. We'll go on with the show. We have some exciting stuff to talk about here tonight. So let's see. So let's go into the history of this victim, the source. So he says, actually, it's probably just going to be easier for me to do it this way. He said that he went to Anthony's office on South Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills, on May 1st, 2023, but Anthony was in South Carolina scamming Wesley. He then returned to Anthony's office on May 4th, 2023, after surveilling the movement of his employees and caught him there at about 9 a.m. Anthony pretended to not know who he was in front of his people, but called me to go out on the front steps of the office building to proceed to tell me all the details of my beef. He knew exactly what was up, meaning Anthony. And he said, the victim says he was there to confront him regarding his Drod Perigo Laureato Skeleton 18-karat gold watch. He had consigned with him earlier in November or December of 2022, and I'm going to show you that consignment agreement in a second. He had been selling it for $95,000 to $105,000, which had gone from his listing on his website, and he never gotten paid for it. He said he was unhappy with hang on, I just want to read this. Haven't been paid for it. He said he was also unhappy with the condition of a 18-karat gold bluesy and a two-tone Rolex root beer. Those are both Rolex watches that he had bought from him like in September and October of 2022. He said, while my GP was on consignment. So he bought two watches from him while Anthony was consigning his watch. That's the trap. That's what he was doing with people. I've noticed that kind of in his business dealings. So he said he advertised them in mint condition, the two watches, and neither of them were polished. They were missing links. One had no box and no hang tags. It was at that point that him and Anthony had a falling out, and Anthony blocked him, ghosted him, badmouthed him on his podcast to other gray market influencers. Excuse me. He said he was a troll and a scammer, even calling him out by name on one of the podcasts, meaning the victim. He had been trying to catch up with Anthony for several months. He went to Dallas. He went to a couple IWG shows. And if anybody doesn't know what that means, those are basically like dealer shows where a bunch of dealers get together and they can buy, sell, and trade watches at, market value or whatever deals they work out. It's essentially, that type of shows. Goes on. He said he went out to LA. He went to Las Vegas, posting wanted posters everywhere, detailing Anthony as a con artist and a thief. He had been patient for a year and made every effort to resolve it amicably with no avail. He says Anthony deserves, and this is a quote from him. He says, in his opinion, Anthony deserves the actions he took and deserves what he gets. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of history between this victim and Anthony. Essentially, Anthony had a watch that was worth between $95,000 and $105,000. Essentially went missing from his website, and they have no idea where this watch went. So he essentially took his property. So I'm going to pull up the consignment agreement that he shared with me. Obviously, I did redact his name, but you'll be able to get to see it. And that kind of legitimizes the conversation as well that him and I had. Let me just find that. So here's the consignment agreement. You can see here, receive consignment, Timepiece gentleman, the cosigner name, obviously in the phone number has been, excuse me, has been redacted. I did redact the serial number, but I left the Garage Perigo Laureato Skeleton 18K rose. It's rose gold, brand new. And it says, note, Anthony and I, they agreed to a 4% commission when it was sold. So let's just essentially say the watch was what, 100, we'll just say estimate 105,000. Let's see, 105,000 times 4%. So Anthony would have made $4,200 off it when he sold it. And then it says contingency on final sale price, less than 5% commission. And it says here, you know, just his terms of his agreement. Here you go. It's signed Anthony Farrer, 3/27/22. And the cosigner, the person, the victim, is has signed it as well. I'm probably going to say, I don't know what date that is. It was blocked out when I got it. But anyway, that's the consignment agreement. So then it goes on to, he showed me a petition for a restraining order. And this is very interesting. And I'm going to pull that up here in a second. So he said, just to provide more insight, after all this falling out, after all the bashing of this said victim on these podcasts and going around and kind of slandering the name, he said, hang on a second. So wait, let me say this first. So after the big falling out, he said efforts to fix the situation. So he said efforts to resolve the matter with others in the industry, such as Paul Thorpe, were unsuccessful, with most ignoring the sender's pleas for assistance. Traveling to Ireland and Pennsylvania to meet Nico and Roman, respectively, resulted in unfulfilled appointments. The source acknowledges, though, Grand Caliber, or the victim, acknowledges Grand Caliber in Dallas, Texas, which would be Jimmy and Marco being a previous business associate and Jimmy being a previous business associate, and at one time connected to Anthony and Timepiece Gentleman. He said to attempt to rectify the issue with the purchased watches, which was the Bluesy and the root beer. He said, though complete restoration provided impossible, this effort was noted as honorable considering Anthony's organizational ties during the purchase. So they made it right. They made it right with the guy. He said that they got him links, they got him the hang tags, a box, everything possibly they could to make these watches right for him. And I thought that was very honorable that they did that and stuck up and did that for him. So going on, we're going to talk about the petition for the restraining order. And this is some fun stuff when I pulled this document up. So to provide more insight, he said, Anthony sought a restraining order after all this big falling out, including an immediate one before scheduling the court hearing, but it was denied. The magistrate questioned the necessity of a restraining order of a older man residing in unknown place against a 35-year-old, describing the fear one's life as unfounded. The court set a hearing for June 10, 2023, with the requirement for Anthony to serve notice before June 5th, 2023. However, on June 10, 2023, at 1:30 p.m. in Beverly Hills Family Court, no evidence or service or notification existed, and Anthony did not appear, resulting in the dismissal of the restraining order petition. So I'm going to show that restraining order petition right now. And you're going to get a first look at it. No one has seen this. So obviously I have redacted information in this, but we'll pull this up. It's quite a few pages, and I find it very interesting. So this is a document that Anthony filed. It was a petition for restraining order filed by Anthony, and oh, it is the information in here. It is good stuff. It gives you a very open door to Anthony's mind and how he acts. Okay, so obviously I've redacted information in this document to protect names, signatures, stuff like that. So here you go. Request for civil harassment restraining order was filed on May 24th, 2023 in the Superior Court of California County of Los Angeles. By the way, this is all public record. You can get this. It's public record. It is public record in California. So whatever, we're showing here tonight, it is something that you can seek and get if you would like to see it. I'm going to do this real quick though. Let's do that. So we move on here. So you can see here, person seeking protection, Anthony Farah, age 35. He gives the address. It was the South Rodeo Drive address. We know that in Beverly Hills. Anthony at timepiecegentleman.com. This is the person's name. Obviously, we redacted the case number just to protect. Are you seeking protection for any family or household members? No, Anthony said. And then it says, relationship of party, former customer in business. I own the Timepiece Gentleman. I was harassed by a person in this country. Hey, Sam, how are you? Good to see you over here. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. Good stuff tonight. Good stuff tonight. First time seeing it. First time seeing it out in public. So we go on here. Other court cases, no. And description of harassment, he said what had happened. Provide date or estimate date, 5/18/2023. Check here if this is not a space, and he's going to attach documents to describe this said harassment. And those are, I'm going to tell you, it's good stuff. Did this person threaten you with a gun or any weapon? No. Hang on one second. I'm just going to do some housekeeping. Good stuff. All right. I'm going to actually tighten this up. I wish I could make this a little bit better on the view, but that's fine. Were you harmed or injured because of this harassment? So at first, Anthony crossed out. He initially went with no. You can see he initially went with, whoops, what did I do here? That's not what I wanted to do. It's all right. He initially went with no, and then he crossed it out. He put his initials and put yes. I can clean this up after. Did the police come? Yes. Has a person in two harassed others? Yes. And none of this is even true. None of this, you know how it's true? Anthony didn't show up for court. So you're going to go in here and say personal conduct, orders, harassment, imitation, attack, strike, stalk, threaten, contact the person, stay away orders, me, my home, my job, my workplace, stay at least 100 yards away from me. Court orders in person, yes. Guns are firing. Does the person in to own or possess any firearms? It says yes. Which temporary restraining order request to give less than 5 days notice of the hearing. I am afraid of blank will retaliate against me, Farah says. No fee for filing the service. And, we'll go on here. He said, number of pages attached in this form, 15. I've actually redacted a few of them, so they will not be in here just to protect the person that shared this with me obviously, because I want to give them that mutual respect that it was very nice that they did share this with me and allowed me to do this. So 5/24/23, it was signed Anthony Farah, 5/24/23. So it goes on here, and these are Anthony's words. This is good stuff here. How did they harass you? So this is an attachment that Anthony had put in, and he's talking to the judge, and he says, "I hope this letter finds you. I am writing a request, a restraining order against an individual who has been harassing and threatening me. I believe my immediate legal action is necessary to ensure my safety as well-being. The individual in question is blank. He has been sending me threatening text messages on May 18th, 2023. I received a text message." Now, I want to make sure people that are just coming in, please make sure you need to understand this. This petition for restraining order never went through because Anthony never showed up. So you know everything that he's writing in here is bullshit. All this guy wanted was his watch back. That's it. Anthony had a watch of $105,000 watch. He wanted to get his watch back. That's all this is. And he got like boinked out on a bluesy and a root beer. He said the fucking watches were mint. He said all the stuff was there. The links, the hang tags, the boxes, there was no issues with these. It's bullshit. He scammed the guy. So it goes on to say, on May 18, 2023, I received a text message directed at me from blank, where they explicitly expressed their intention to take serious action, meaning in the sense legal action. So he's trying to make it seem like this guy is going to threaten him. And let's just put it this way. The guy is over 60 years old. I don't think a 60-year-old man's going to go out and threaten fucking muscle milk over here. Guy just wanted his watch back. Due to the perceived loss in your mistake in travel expenses, they also mentioned that their plan to travel back to LA to move to the next level, meaning he was going to escalate this to the authorities. Dipshit. These statements, combined with the threatening nature of messages, have caused me significant distress and concern for my safety. I've attached a copy of text messages as evidence of the harassment I have been enduring. I believe that under this behavior constitutes harassment and poses a direct threat on my well-being given the circumstances. I kindly request that you grant me a restraining order against blank, prohibiting from contact or communication from them towards me and assuring that they remain in a specific distance away from me at all times. I have taken the steps to ensure my personal safety, as such as notifying law enforcement about the situation. However, I believe obtaining the restraining order or provide additional layers of protection and help to deter my future harassment or potential harm. I am willing to provide any additional information or testimony required to support my request for a restraining order. I understand that the legal process can be complex, and I'm committed to cooperating fully and adhering to further instructions and requirements set forth the court. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I trust your legal system's ability to protect individual situations like mine, and I'm hopeful that you carefully consider my request. For restraining order, please feel free to contact me if you require any information. If there's any upcoming court hearings in this related matters, yours sincerely, Anthony Farah. Okay, so here's the text message from the victim, Anthony. Well, I came and talked to you face to face. After a year of calling me a liar and telling me to provide it, you knew in detail what the beef was. You apologized for the mistake and took my number as though you were going to make it right, and shook my hand. With your initial mistake and 5 trips I've made to the West Coast, in Vegas and Texas to track you down after you disrespected me on your channel and ghosted me, it's cost me about $20,000 in your mistake in travel expenses. To me, this is serious action money. If I don't hear from you by midweek, I will be returning to Los Angeles to move to the next level, meaning he's going to file a police report. He's going to turn this guy in. You can ignore me if you want, but I am not going anywhere with your current legal problems. I will assure you, you will not like the next step. So he's trying to turn this into that this guy's this 60-plus-year-old man, older man, not, I don't want to say old, but 60-plus older man, is going to come out here and do something. Give me a break. So he goes into how I was harassed. And it says subject statement regarding how I was harmed. Dear Judge, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm going to just bring down here so I can read this. Oh, did I just not share? Where's my screen? Hang on. I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to provide additional information. Am I not sharing my screen? Oh, wait. I'm not caught up. That's why. Okay, cool. I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to provide additional information and context regarding my request for a restraining order against blank. I believe it is crucial for you to understand the depth of my fear and personal safety, given the traumatic experience I have previously endured. On March 23rd, 2023, I was a victim of an armed home invasion where my life was directly threatened. The perpetrator subjected me to through a harrowing ordeal, leaving me traumatized and deeply concerned for my safety and well-being. Since that incident, I have struggled with anxiety, sleep disorders, and a constant sense of fear, which has significantly impacted my daily life. Yep, that's exactly William. Let me go to the chat real quick. That's exactly what he did. William says, this dirty lowlife Anthony stole this old guy's $100,000 grand watch and then attempted to take out a restraining order. That's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. All right, let's continue. The recent threatening text message from blank has reignited my fears and heightening my sense of vulnerability. Considering the traumatic experience I have already been through, any form of harassment or threat has profoundly distressed impact on my emotional and mental well-being. I believe that the combination of blank's explicit threats and history of violence I've experienced creates a clear and imminent danger to my personal safety. Obtain a restraint. The fucking guy just came out and had to follow you around everywhere to go, dude, where's my money or where's my watch? That's all he wanted. That's all he wanted. Obtaining a restraining order that would provide me with a sense of security, peace of mind, knowing that legal matters are in place to protect me from further harm. I kindly request that you take into account the aforementioned details when considering my request for a restraining order. I'm willing to provide any additional information, documentation, and testimony necessary to support my case, demonstrating the urgent needs for this protection order. Thank you for your attention and understanding this matter. I have faith in the judicial system. I'm sure you do. Ability to provide the safety for well-being. It's so ironic, right? I mean, this statement is so funny. Thank you for your attention. The irony in this statement. Thank you for your attention, understanding in this matter. I have the faith in the judicial system, ability to prioritize the safety and well-being of individuals facing such circumstances. Unreal. Please do not hesitate to contact me if there's any further information required and there are any upcoming court hearings related to this matter. Yours sincerely, Anthony Farah. Okay, so then what he said is he attached this article 5/24/23 at 8:41 a.m. And he put in there this this NBC Los Angeles article, how I was harmed, to give credence to his robbery or his botch robbery or whatever the hell it was in when he was out in LA. I love this photo. It's great. So we already know about this, but I'm not going to go into reading all that because we remember all that. So he goes, history of past harassment, statements regarding harassment by blank. Dear Judge, and this is May 24th, 2023. So we went from, let's go back up. We went from what dates? It started on, oh gosh, he's got them all on there. May 24th. May 24th. So he's explaining in all his attachments. I hope this letter finds you. I'm writing to provide you with information and evidence regarding the persistent harassment I've endured from blank. I believe it is crucial for you to understand the extent of the harassment I have faced across various platforms and events. Blank has constantly targeted me through multiple channels, including social media, phone calls to my business, and in-person encounters. These incidents have caused me significant stress. affecting both my personal and professional life. Firstly, blank has repeatedly harassed me via social media platforms. They have sent me threatening messages, text messages, posted defamatory comments about me publicly, and engaged in cyberbullying tactics. These actions have created an atmosphere of fear and intimidation, making me constantly wary of my online presence and interactions. In addition to online harassment, he also resorted, I wonder how many of these he filed against people. He probably just kept the same template and just changed the names. These unwanted calls have disrupted my work environment, causing unnecessary stress and hindering me from the ability of performing my job effectively. Excuse me. Furthermore, blank harassed me extended to the IWJG watch dealer event that I attended. They took it upon themselves to distribute flyers around the casino, hotels, and vicinity surrounding the hotel hosting the event. These flyers contain defamatory statements and personal attacks, which not only tarnished my reputation, but also create a hostile environment for me at this event. Their actions are not only distressing, but also potentially damaging my personal and professional relationship within the watch dealer community. No, you did that to yourself, dude. I've gathered evidence, including screenshots of social media interactions and witness testimonies regarding the distribution of defamatory flyers at the IWJG event. I am prepared to provide this evidence to support my case in demonstrating the pattern of harassment inflicted by blank. Given the cautious nature of this harassment and the impact it has on my well-being, I kindly request that you grant me a restraining order against blank. This restraining order will prohibit any form of contact communication from them towards me, both on and offline, to ensure that they maintain a specific distance from me at all times. I appreciate your attention and consideration in this matter. I love this sentence. I trust the legal system will uphold justice to protect individuals from such pursuant and harmful harassment. Please, excuse me, please do not hesitate to contact me if there's any further information required or if there are any upcoming court hearings relating to this matter. Sincerely, Anthony Farah. All right. Temporary restraining order request. Judge, I hope this letter finds you. I'm writing urgent against blank. I have strong reasons to believe threat to my safety, and I fear that he may carry through on his threats to harm me. Oh, this is like Chat GP. This is Chat GPT, man. This is Chat GPT Orco. This history of harassment has described in my previous correspondence, along with recent explicit threats made by blank, have created a climate of fear and uncertainty in my life. Given the escalating nature of the harassment, blank has expressed intention to cause harm. I deeply concerned for my personal well-being and physical safety. I firmly believe that obtaining a temporary restraining order is crucial to protect myself from potential harm while proceeding legal process. I kindly request that you consider the urgency of this matter to expedite the process of issuing temporary restraining order. I committed to cooperating fully with the court and providing an additional evidence, documentation, or testimony required to support my request. I understand the gravity of seeking a temporary restraining order, but I firmly believe that it is necessary to ensure my immediate safety and well-being. I kindly request that you review my case promptly and grant the temporary restraining order against blank. I trust in the legal system to ability to safeguard individuals who face genuine threats. I appreciate your attention to this matter. Please do not hesitate to contact me for the information required if there's upcoming court events related to this matter. I am prepared to assist in any way possible to ensure the necessary means to protect my potential harm. Thank you for your attention, consideration. Yours sincerely, Anthony Farah. Then you had a police report that was filed, that they filed on the 23rd. So this was the day before because he was in there on the next day. So they filed a police report. They spoke with Travis, and they came down and filed a police report the next day. Officer put out, I was working uniform patrol and assigned 2M52. I responded to the offices of Timepiece gentlemen located at 150 South Rodeo Drive, Unit 120, regarding a threat investigation. I spoke with RP, reporting person, Travis Gramiano, who works as an operation manager at this location. He told me the following essence. The Timepiece Gentleman is a watch dealer YouTube channel, social media content creator, ran a business hosted by Anthony Farah. Farah had previous business dealing with Blank, unknown address, unknown date of birth. Blank feels cheated that his business transaction and has contacted the business numerous times and handling out of negative flyers at watch conventions in the past. Blank has come to 150 South Ridge Drive the past to voice his complaints. Yesterday, 5/17/23, sent a text message to Graniano from the phone number. I've attached the text message. See pictures. Graniano was concerned about, stating that he would move to the next level. Yeah, meaning they're going to fucking sue his ass. He's going to report him and fucking turn him in for theft. And not like the next step. Otherwise, the text message did not arise to the level of criminal threats. The fucking officer even said it. The fucking officer in his report said there's no criminal threat here. There's no fucking criminal threat. So this was a waste of time. Granio said Blank also collected firearms and wished that the incident to be documented. He said he would look into obtaining a restraining order. So the next day they went down there because the fucking guy wanted his money. Wanted his money. He's an older guy. He's been chasing this fucking clown around. And where's my watch? Or where's my money? And make the 2 watches that you sold me right. Chasing around for a year. It's bullshit. So there's your document. New document. Not unseen. No one's seen that. And then I'll end with this. So he talked about, he showed me a FedEx label. Check this out. So he showed me a FedEx label from when he shipped his GP to Anthony for consignment. He said Anthony used IFS InfoSure as the insurer when he shipped watches overnight. They had to be dropped at FedEx hubs for the insurance to be in effect. He was unable to find the label in his records because, as you can see, Anthony basically shipped the package from himself to himself. The from Anthony Farrer's address in South Hill apartment address to the Anthony Farrer address in Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood, California. Hold for pickup. It says it on the label. I saw it. I tried tracking the number on the label, but it comes back as no record found. FedEx said they would have to take it up with the shipper and issuer of the label. He said Anthony was tricky. He sent a query to IFS InfoSure, and they said they are aware of Anthony's situation and his account has been canceled. They verified he picked up the package with ID and have surveillance footage to verify it. So as you can see, the label was issued 2 days before he signed the consignment agreement. So the timeline is correct. So that's it. That's the info I wanted to share. Good stuff. I appreciate that victim coming forward. I appreciate that victim. Yeah. Counterfeit label. I appreciate that that victim coming forward, reaching out to me, trusting me enough to do this with integrity, because I wanted to make sure that we did approach this with integrity here on LTL and redact, the information that needed to be redacted. So victim, if you are watching, thank you so much for sharing that with me here and giving me the trust to do it the right way. I wanted to just run everything by you and make sure that it was okay that I did do this. I did get permission this afternoon. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Orko. I appreciate that. I'm so sorry that this happened to you, and I hope that you resolve. And by the way, just to let everybody know, this victim is out $143,000. That was his total loss, $143,000. It has been reported to the authorities. I'm going to stop at that there. I'm not going to go too much into the depth of the authorities that have been notified, but it has been reported to the authorities. And again, here's the thing is, I know everybody got all fucking shit heap over me about putting out that video I did about 24 hours ago, but I knew there would be a purpose in doing that video. One, I just wanted to see what the FBI was going to respond to. Would I get anything? Would anything slip through? Probably not, but it was worth the risk to do that. And look, something actually positive turned out of it. I had a victim step forward and say, hey, I was fucking hurt by this guy, and here's some things that no one has seen yet. And this gives you um, a little bit more insight as to how this guy's mind works. And again, the document I showed tonight is public record. You can get it. It was not a restraining order that went into action. It was a petition. And again, Anthony never showed up for court, so it never happened. So he fucking knew, he was just trying to scare this guy away. Essentially, is what he was trying to do. Scare him away because he knew that he didn't have his watch anymore. And he knew that this guy was out about 140 grand. And it sucks. And I feel bad for the victim. I feel bad for all the victims that got fucking brutalized in this. And the investigation looks like it's going to be a big uphill battle, I think, for Mr. Farah. I think he's in a lot of trouble, and I'm not sure. I don't know. Does FBI must offer a plea? I mean, it's probably going to be his best option. I think he's going to see around 8 years, 8 to 10. That's what I'm guesstimating. But again, I appreciate people reaching out. I appreciate people trusting me enough to do this. Oh, I just saw this come up. Laura says, I was physically seated. Yeah, he got 2 years, didn't he? He got 2 years. I was physically seated in Trevor's trial yesterday here in Florida. I reported the whole thing to Timepiece on YouTube. I learned a lot, and I have an interview tomorrow with the local FBI. Wow. Wow. And I guess there's some speculation that maybe this Trevor might have rolled over. There's some rumors that this Trevor might have rolled over on Anthony to lessen his sentence. That's been put out there. So let's just look here. We'll kind of hang out. Sam says, federal charges, I was told, are tougher, but I have no idea. I say 10 to 15 years since he's already a 2-time felon. Yeah, sure. Could be. Or maybe they just really slapped this guy. Slap this guy with a huge offense and say, fuck it, you're going, there's no plea. There's no bargain on the table. You're going away, dude. That could happen too, just to the level of whatever they find in the investigation. Things like this, you got to be really careful about talking about. I mean, this is an FBI investigation. I certainly don't want to get myself in trouble with things I'm talking about. So I'm making sure that everything that is put out there is something that's legal and it can be obtained. I don't want to put anything out there that's not supposed to be out there and it's illegal. But again, crazy stuff. And I appreciate that victim coming forward. Yeah, thank you. Laura says, I'll update you. Always watch Timepiece. Cool. Yeah, great. But yeah, so that's it. That's all I got here. Wanted to get everybody kind of up to date. I was really wanted to do this stream tonight, and I'm glad on my last live, just before I went live, the victim gave me the okay to share the documents. I told him that I redacted it, and he was like, that's perfectly fine. Mary chiming in, she said, more victims to come probably along the way, as somebody may have bought a stolen watch. Yeah, right. Without knowing it's stolen and wanted it as an investment and won't know it's stolen until they try to sell it. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Oh, thank you. I'm just glad that I caught everybody's attention on my channel about this. Again, this is someone that I've been following, when their YouTube channel popped up, about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I've been kind of following this. It just said things don't add up. Things don't add up. That's also been out there too, Orko, about the fakes. Was Anthony dealing in fakes? It's quite a possibility. I think a lot of people got fucked up in this, and I think a lot of people took huge losses in this, and it sucks. And I hate this whole thing, like when he talked about, oh, well, Bob Wesley, the money that you're out of, this wouldn't affect you. And, I had a couple people come in that and say that in the chat. The bottom line is this: doesn't matter. If you take a penny from someone, that is not your money. They become a victim, and that is a crime. It doesn't matter the amount of money. They become a victim, and that is a crime. And that person that does that needs to pay for those actions. You can't go around just doing shit like that. Doesn't matter if people have 50 million in the bank, even if he stole 100 grand from someone that has 50 million, it's still a fucking crime. You can't do that. You can't do that. So Laura says, do you think Crime Piece and you could do a show about newest developments? There is a lot I have found out. Just a thought. I don't know, Laura. I've checked out. I don't check out many YouTube channels because I'm so busy with my full-time job and then this full-time job. I don't really watch a lot of other YouTube channels, so I don't know. If you want to reach out to me, Laura, and catch me up to date, you can. You can email me at let's talk live podcast@gmail.com. Let's see. Sam says, Brian, I'm sure other gray dealers are under investigation. Anthony did a lot of business with a lot of peeps. It's quite a possibility. It's quite a possibility. It could happen. I don't know. I don't know the level of to the business dealings in that circle. All I know is what was put out on camera. We were all privileged to watch that. I'm sure they all had friendships and relationships. As far as those business dealings, I have no idea. But bottom line is they're going to go after the top person. And I think in this whole alleged Ponzi scheme is Anthony is the top person. And then he may have some fallout from his employees or people around them. I'm just wondering about like Liz, Darby, what level of things that did they know about? Did they know anything? And hopefully they didn't, and hopefully they're safe and they don't get pulled into that. But if they did and they knew about it, obviously they should pay for what they did. So it's interesting. Um, it's very, very interesting. Sam says, by the way, you kicked ass. Brian, mercy, mon. I don't know what this is. Ami, grazia, grazie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Um, I'm just trying to do Trevor is in top 5. I don't know what that means. Top 5 what? In the top 5. Top 5 people that are going to get whacked. I heard some rumors out there. Someone put I know Trevor's wrapped up in it, Anthony, and I heard a couple other people are may possibly be getting some charges here pretty soon too. Oh yeah, the IRS is coming too. The IRS is going to come too. So it's interesting. It's interesting to find out what's going to happen, and obviously I'll keep following this. And I say we, my assistant Carrie, I'll just pull her up. Carrie has been doing a lot of the paperwork for me, and like I said, we did request information of the arrest from the LAPD. So if there's any public record out there, body cam footage, that's what we're trying to seek and get. And we're going to try to attain that. So we will keep you up to date. I appreciate everybody being here. Let's see. Laura M says, yes, he's in the top 5 of the serious trouble numbers. 2 years is a cakewalk. Yeah, I heard a rumor out there, and this has been out there for a while, that maybe he was one of the ones that kind of rolled over on Anthony to lessen his sentence. And he was facing some serious charges from what I heard as well, too. So I'll send you the document, Florida. Yeah, can you send it now? Can you send it now? I'll pull it up. Send me them. I'll pull them up right now. Here, I'll give you my email. That's my email address. It'll come through. I'll stay live right now if you want to send them. And I'll pull them up. Why not? I'll pull up the legal documents. They're out there. They're legal. It's public. All this can be obtained. Public record, Freedom of Information Act. And we're learning a lot about it and getting around that process lately. I'll see if she sends them over. See what she says. Laura, I appreciate that if you get them over to me. Let me take a look. We'll hang out here for a second. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to support the channel, you can. I have super chats available. I have memberships available. I appreciate it. I'm also using another service called Buy Me a Coffee. That's kind of like Patreon. You can go over there. I have memberships there, and I have options to buy coffee, which are donations, and you can just click on the link and do that. I would appreciate the support. Let's see. I'm going to wait here a second and see if anything comes through. By the way, Cindy B, Carrie, and Danielle, thank you so much earlier for your donos on Buy Me a Coffee. I really, really do appreciate it. For some reason, I'm not getting the notifications, but I get them like if I check it out. So thank you so much. Let me see if any of these documents have come through. Let me see. Nothing like dead air on YouTube, right? Excuse me. But we'll hang out. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Nothing yet. I don't know. Laura, are you going to send those over? I'm losing my audience. They're waiting. Oh, yeah, we can do this. Remember this one? I like this one. Someone that owes a lot of money, I probably wouldn't be flying all over the country. I'd probably start figuring out how I'm going to pay people back.
Well, that's why you're sitting there behind a YouTube channel and not 5 million in debt.
He roasted himself. I love that. Basil says Brian's going to be off the wall if we send him too much coffee. It's all good stuff. Good stuff. That's so good. He roasted himself. Take that, Brian. Yeah. That was funny. He totally roasted himself. I don't know. What are we doing here? I don't know if she's sending them. Laura, were you sending those documents? Because if you got them, I'll pull them up. Mind your business, says he's such a douchebag. That's funny. We'll hang out here for a minute. A little bit more. I don't know if she's sending them or what's going on. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot to send this out. Yeah, let's see what's going on here because I don't want to hang on here forever. I don't know what's going on. What's going on there? What's going on there? Get the papers, get the papers. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get the papers, get the papers. Get the papers, get the papers. Remember that? Goodfellas. Get the papers, get the papers. All right, let's see. Anything new here or what? Let's open this back up. How you feel? I'm feeling much better, man. I'm feeling way better. I'm losing my audience here. What's going on? People are going to start taking off. My 38 people that are in here. What's going on? What's going on, Laura? You sending these papers? Nothing. I know exactly what's going to happen. The minute I go off air, it's going to come through. I will just make it for another stream. She's probably trying to get them to send. Yeah, could be. You had 49. Yeah, we're out for you, Laura. Where are you? I got 34. I'm losing the audience here. Everybody's leaving. Brian is a great typist. Barely looks at the keyboard. Yeah, barely look at the keyboard. I got 33. I'm losing all these people here. I think I'm going to end this stream. All right, Laura, I had your chance. Get those over to me. We'll pull them up some other time. I don't know what's going on, but it's getting late. I'm losing people here. No, no, it's going up. 35. Yeah, 35. God, man, what's going on with YouTube lately? Like, they shadow banning our fucking channels, the true crime channels. What is going on lately? Views and lives have been way, way down. Way, way down. And I'm not the only one that's been complaining in this genre. Like, there's some big YouTubers out there that are saying in the true crime space that their lives and their views have been way down. They throttling us again? What the hell, man? I'm not getting your notifications till like last minute again. Same with JJ. Yeah, it's crazy. They're fucking changing that stupid algorithm again. All right, we're gonna bounce out. I don't know what Laura's doing, but probably, yeah, it's probably shadow banning. I don't know what Laura's doing, but if she gets those documents over to me, we'll make another live. We'll pull them up. I appreciate everybody being here. It's getting late. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate everybody chiming in, and I'm glad that I could get this out there. And I will keep following this case as we get more information. Again, we have a couple of public records requests out there. We'll see what happens. And I will update everybody with Chelsea Grimm as soon as I can. And I will get that out to everybody. So thank you for being here. Hope everybody has an amazing night. And Basil said I can always pull an Oshin, money, and pump bots in chats. Nah, I'm not like that. I will keep working on this. I appreciate everybody's help. Everybody have a great night, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.